We are back, and this one felt kind of like a short chapter. I don't know, am I tripping? Or it's not, it just feels like not a lot happened in this chapter. Maybe that's by comparison. Maybe I'm alone in this too, I don't know. But to me, this was a very short and sweet chapter. I liked it a whole lot, and I can't wait to get into it. But yeah, it definitely felt like there wasn't like a lot of crazy stuff that happened. There were definitely some really cool reveals and stuff like that. But you know, yeah, I guess what it must be is like I'm comparing it to like all the other crazy stuff that happened in Egghead. I mean, we started off with a murder mystery, and then we just kept going from there until eventually we were even at God Valley for some reason. I still remember like how thrown off I was, like, oh my god, wow, okay, so I guess we're seeing some God Valley in Egghead. That's cool. Just so much has happened. So yeah, nothing to take away from the chapter. I had a great time. But yeah, is it just me, or was this a short one? Like, at least like in terms of like the things that happened, you know? But let's go ahead and get into it. This is a review for One Piece chapter 1122, and the chapter's title is The Time Is at Hand. And the chapter starts off with everyone across the world just freaking out about the information that Vegapunk has just dropped on him. He's like, you know, yeah, the world is definitely sinking, you better get in a boat. And so we just go around the world a little bit to see some people's reaction, but the first notable reaction we have from a character that we care about is from Kobe. And I really like this panel of him. It shows his resolve and everything, but in another way, I'm just kind of like, oh, okay, Kobe. What? The panel that I'm talking about is, it goes to Kobe and he's thinking about Luffy and how Luffy's dream is to become king of the pirates. And Kobe has this really cool panel where he's like, I have to stop you from achieving your dream. And he's talking about Luffy, and it's just kind of like, listen, are we gonna get like a really like emotional fight between Kobe and Luffy? Because I'm in for it. I just feel like there are too many people fighting each other in this story as it is. Too many people who could just be like, listen, I don't agree with everything you stand for philosophically, but maybe we should take care of those old bastards and stop the world from sinking before we resolve our conflict. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just, amidst everything that's happening right now, I do not see a reason for Luffy. Like, if Kobe popped up and he was like, Luffy, I'm gonna stop you from getting to the One Piece. Like, first of all, Luffy would just punch him right in the face and keep going. But assuming that he didn't even have the time, I wouldn't blame Luffy to be like, will you please just get out of my way? We do not have time for this. Like, this is the final saga. Kobe should not be challenging Luffy. But at the same time, you know, obviously it makes sense. Kobe is a Marine trying to become a Marine Admiral, no less. He can't be lenient on any pirates. I understand that. It's just, this panel makes me wonder. The reason why I'm calling so much attention to it. How much does Kobe know about the One Piece? Okay, because he knows the type of person that Luffy is, so he knows that, like, Luffy's desire to get to the One Piece has nothing to do with conquering anybody. Maybe he doesn't know that exactly, but he knows the type of person that Luffy is, so he has to know that becoming the Pirate King for Luffy is, all things considered, an altruistic dream for Luffy. So what is this urgency coming from now? What has Garp told Kobe about the One Piece? What has being in Sword taught Kobe about the One Piece? You know, like, what is this? Just kind of, this feels like he knows like something that we don't, and there's a reason that he can't let Luffy specifically find the One Piece. Or maybe this is just him doubling down, affirming his resolve. I don't know. I really like this. It's a strong character moment for him, but it's just like, I don't like that it sets up that he's gonna try to get in our way, and it's just like, Kobe, we have so many things to worry about, dude. I like you a whole lot, man. I like you so much. Please go save Garp before you even think about doing anything to Luffy, the person that, all things considered, will be on your side when everybody starts fighting, okay? But yeah, I don't know really what's gonna come from that. Excited to see where it goes and kind of dreading it, I don't know. But the next panel that I really care about is we go over to Cross Guild, and it's Buggy talking to his crew, and they're just like, you know, like, Buggy, this is the new world that you envisioned, right? And Buggy's like, what are you talking about? It's our world. And then everybody just starts simping over Buggy. Like Buggy is talking to all these people, and you see a bunch of men and women with the hard eyes, and they're just screaming, we'll follow you to the depths of hell. Like, these people are actually in love with Buggy. I know a lot of people that would agree, but it's just, it's so funny seeing all this. And then the next panel is Crocodile like, all right, shut up, just sit down. And then Buggy's like, okay. Like, they're still the ones actually pulling the strings, and Mihawk and Crocodile are just so like they've even got liquor in this panel that they're in. Like, Crocodile and Mihawk are just drinking away like all of their frustration. Like, we really have to let this clown be the face of the faction that we're a part of. Oh my god. Like, the knowledge that Buggy the clown is more of an authority figure than both Crocodile and Mihawk. Like, that fact is something that only liquor can take the pain away from. You know, I love that so much. Next, we're going over to the Blackbeard Pirates, and it looks like Swamp Person is there. They're still trying to figure out what to do with Swamp Person, and they're talking to Blackbeard over a Denden Mushi, and basically Blackbeard's like, yeah, bring him to me, and if he's lying, then I'll take care of him myself. And I really don't like this, but I don't like Swamp Person anyway, so this kind of like, you know, it makes sense for one of the characters that I like the least to join the group of characters that I like the least. Like, so, you know, whatever. This is fine, I guess. It's not good news for us, the good guys, the protagonists of this story. Like, he's got a lot of information on the Straw Hats. But at the same time, now the next time we see Caribou, we might get to beat him up. I've been waiting for that for a really long time. Like, in a not comedic fashion. It probably will still be funny, but like, it'll be serious-ish. It's as serious as Oda lets fights get. Like, we're gonna beat the hell out of Caribou, and then he's just gonna be out of the story. Even saying that, I'm just like, I don't know if that's actually gonna happen though. But we get to the final parts of the chapter, and this actually kind of made me emotional. It's with Emeth, the giant robot, and he's still holding off the Gorosei, but he also says he wants to apologize to Luffy too. He said that he knew that there was no way that Luffy could actually be Joyboy. And this is when we get some, for the first time since they've been talking, Luffy actually has some like serious dialogue. Luffy's like, well, you mistook me for somebody? Who is that person? Like, he's actually having a conversation with the giant robot. And the Iron Giant goes on to say that, you know, you just look so much like him. He's talking to Luffy, saying that he looks so much like Joyboy. And he said that his feelings from that day came rushing back. I hope Joyboy forgives me. His dialogue is making me so sad, to be honest. Like, I don't even really know what happened, but it makes me so profoundly, like, sad. Because whatever did happen, you know, he still feels so bad about it, whether or not that's his fault. But it goes on from there. It goes on. He says, I failed to make him the king. And this makes Luffy again actually respond, like, seriously. He's like, king, you know, what does that mean? But all of the Gorosei are closing in on the Elbaf ship as well as the Straw Hat ship. And it just looks really bad. Like, it's not just the bald dude with the sword. It's all of the Gorosei. Like, they are rapidly getting closer to the edge of the island. And again, because of how big they are, if they sink, they can just sink their ships. Like, that's it. And then, like, they've won. But yeah, this is the part that really made me emotional. The Iron Giant continues to talk to Luffy, and he asks Luffy what his name is. And of course, without hesitation, like we all know Luffy, he gives the giant robot his full name, address, and social security number. He says, a Monkey D. Luffy, and the giant robot just repeats D, and that's when he pulls this knot that's on his body. And I thought he was gonna explode. Okay, that's what I thought was gonna happen. What actually happened is way cooler, because he releases a bunch of Conqueror's Haki, which apparently this has to be Joyboy's Haki. Well, it is, we get clarification later on, but like, yeah, he just releases like a bunch of Conqueror's Haki that knocks out just like almost all of the Marines. Like, everybody's asking like, whose Haki is that? What is going on? The coolest part about this is, though, the Conqueror's Haki that the giant robot releases from his body, that knocks the Gorosei out of their monster forms and sends a bunch of them back. I think the only person it doesn't send back is Saint Saturn. I don't know if like they just got punked and they all went back of their own volition, or if the Haki itself was so strong it prevented them, like it just sent them back to where they came from. But this Haki must be crazy. Like, Joyboy's Conqueror's Haki, it was insane. It is so strong, and it dealt with the Gorosei. Joyboy's Conqueror's Haki did what Shanks' Haki did to Green Bull on Wano, except they literally just teleported away. They were too scared to sit there and deal with that Haki for any more seconds. Like, Green Bull at least like apologized, peed himself, and then left. Like, he walked home. The Gorosei teleported out of there. They were like, we don't want any more problems. Okay. And even Emu's like, oh, this is the first time we've gotten some dialogue from Emu, or like, and he's just screaming. He or she, whoever Emu is, they are just screaming. And then somebody's rushing over to them. Great, Emu. And he's just hunched over, like, just breathing hard, huffing and puffing, having an asthma attack. He's like, Joyboy. Like, that boy got PTSD. That boy said, oh God. He's still here, because that's another thing. Emu doesn't know exactly what's happening on Egghead. He is not there. He's gonna sense this Haki and be like, fuck, he's back. Oh no. Oh my God. I hope word does not get back to Emu anytime soon. I hope Emu is legitimately sitting there wondering what's happening, panicking his face off for like another, like, another day at least. I hope he's just sitting in that room, not going outside like, oh my God, if he's back, I don't know what I'm gonna do. But the chapter closes out with Luffy coming back to the ship and he's like, glad you guys made it. And they're like, what happened to those monsters? And Luffy's like, no idea, they all disappeared. So Luffy was serious for probably like 3 seconds in Gear 5, and then he was literally like, damn, I guess either the giant robot blew up or he had a bunch of Conqueror's hockey in his stomach. I don't know, but the monsters are gone. Let's get out of here. Let's go to Elbaf, baby. Joy and Brocky are the only ones like, how did that robot have hockey? What's that? What is going on? Chopper and Usopp are hugging Jinbei like, oh my God, we landed safely. I can't believe it. And Jinbei doesn't have dialogue, but Jinbei looks like he's right there with him. Like, how often do we almost fall to our death in this crew? Jinbei's like, I get the feeling that this is not the first time you guys have almost died this way. I also like this dialogue. It's a tiny aside, but Sanji's like, are you okay, Nami Suwon? And then Nami's like, yeah, I'm fine, but Atlas and Edison. So Nami's so sweet. She's just like, everybody sacrificed themselves for us to get off it. Like I know she's not the only person that's upset about this, but through like the pain, or not pain, through the shock and terror of almost falling to her death, her immediate thought is of the people that helped them get here. And I really like that because it's totally in line with Nami as a character. Also, obviously, totally in line with the other members of the Weakling trio to just be hugging Jinbei like, thank God we made it. Thank God we made it, But the final panels of the chapter are coming up. And the next panel we get actually is Saint Saturn looking at Emeth, and Emeth's arm is blown up. So it looks like he didn't explode. He just released a bunch of Conqueror's hockey that was Joy Boy's from him. And Saint Saturn is still there for some reason. He looks pissed. I think they need to get Saint Saturn out of there. I think his compatriots, they need to sit him down and be like, maybe you're too old for this because you have failed miserably. We sent you first. And how did that situation elevate to the point to where we all had to go up there and deal with the situation you said you would handle? I think they should fire him. I think they should fire him and send him back to hell or wherever he came from because I don't like him. But he doesn't have dialogue. He's just up next to Emeth, and Emeth himself is having a flashback, and this is where we get another silhouette, or not another, we get a silhouette of Joy Boy. I don't know if we've had one officially before, but we get the official silhouette of Joy Boy, which is something I have no feelings towards. We see millions of silhouettes all the time. Oda loves writing silhouettes, and I'll be honest, I'm tired of it. I think, I understand not wanting to show his face, but I hate this. We can perfectly see the giant robot, and we see Joy Boy as a silhouette for some reason, because either Oda hasn't figured out what Joy Boy is exactly gonna look like. More accurately, I bet he hasn't figured out how wacky he's gonna make Joy Boy, because I promise Joy Boy is not gonna be a serious looking person. He just isn't. He's gonna be one of the most wacky people that we've ever seen before, and Oda's trying to figure out, it looks like he's wearing the straw hat in this. I bet that's not even what's happening. I bet his head is just shaped exactly like that. That's exactly what I think, because Oda's gonna go crazy. In fact, the very last panel of the chapter is Joy Boy, and his hat looks completely different. In fact, it looks like he could be a bird person. It looks like he's Duck Boy. That's exactly what this silhouette looks like. And I think Oda is experimenting with that. What if let me just put this out. Let's see how they react. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I really don't care. They can hate it all they want, but I just want to see who can guess that Joy Boy is Duck Boy. Who's gonna guess that? Boy, if we get the Joy Boy flashbacks and we see Joy Boy and he's just Karu from Alabasta, listen to me. I'm on board. I'm not even gonna cap. Birds are the funniest animals ever, especially when they get to walking and they just start doing that shit right there. That is so funny. Seeing Joy Boy do that, and then in serious moments, just while he's walking, just we gotta save the board's century. I'ma laugh, my God. I'ma laugh so hard. Foghorn Leghorn is hilarious. If you're telling me that Foghorn Leghorn is Joy Boy, oh my God, they're gonna have to give Oda a Nobel Peace Prize. That's so funny. Do you imagine a story this amazing, incredible, expertly written, having Foghorn Leghorn in it, unironically, and that flashback will make people cry? I want it, I need it in my bones. I need that so bad. Bird Boy, please be real. Caw. Well, what I was saying before was these panels actually made me a little bit emotional, because while Saint Saturn is staring at the giant robot, he starts having his flashback of Joy Boy, or Bird Boy, Caw. He starts having the flashback, and he's looking like, Joy Boy says some stuff here. He's like, at some point, you're going to be in mortal danger, or someone you really want to protect, they will be in danger. When that happens, untie the knot. So when the time is at hand, you'll still be here to help, Emeth asks, and Joy Boy says, that's right. Whenever it happens, I'll be saving you here from the past, just like always. And that's really sweet, but it's so sad because there's a juxtaposition between these panels. In the past, the giant robot is, you know, obviously looking better than how he is now. But in the past panel, he's just happy talking to Joyboy. And then you juxtapose that with where he is right now. And the final words is, I hope I don't get lonely. And I don't know, dude, that just made me really, really sad. I have no idea who this giant robot is or if he actually did anything wrong, but if Joyboy was like his only friend or even just his best friend, and he hasn't seen him since, you know, Joyboy died, lost the battle in the Void Century for like a long time, and then the first thing when he finally wakes up from like however long he was deactivated, he hears the rhythm from the past, like of Luffy's heart, and he's reminded of Joyboy, only to find this crazy lunatic who is not Joyboy. He's actually Monkey D. Luffy, a crazy person who just ate like a magic fruit. To just compartmentalize all of that and then realize, yeah, I mean, I knew my friend wasn't really still here, but I'm glad I met you. I'm glad that you let me hear that rhythm one more time and made me happy. I'm gonna go ahead and blow up now. You know, that's so sad. I didn't expect to, well, I did expect it. Obviously the giant robot, when we get his actual flashback, I have no doubt that it's gonna be one of the saddest backstories ever. Easy for me. I think this is gonna be like my Senior Pink, because everybody talks about Senior Pink and how that was a really sad backstory, and it was really sad. It didn't really get me though, because it's like, anybody who's on Doflamingo's side, I'm just gonna be honest, like, you are responsible for a lot. And then the whole thing where he dresses up as a baby to make his wife, like, you know, react, that's really, really sad. Why doesn't he have pants on now though? You know what I mean? Like, why is he still dressed like a baby? Your wife's gone, dude. Your baby is gone. It's sad. It's real sad. Not an excuse for you to not wear pants. Which, now that I think about it, that has to be why him and Frankie got along so well. He was like, another man who refuses to wear pants. So what happened to your wife? But yeah, I really love this chapter. Like I said, it felt short for some reason. I don't know if I'm just tripping, but I really enjoyed it. I can't wait for more to come from all of this. The main takeaways, Emu is scared of Joyboy's hands. You know, obviously one fraction of Joyboy's Conqueror's Haki, and Emu got so spooked, and it spooked all of the Gorosei. So if Luffy like gets to as strong as how Joyboy was in the Void Century, and he can dispense Conqueror's Haki like that, they're just gonna run from him, I guess, because they can't do anything to stop him. So like, that either tells me that Joyboy was so powerful back then, which if he was, how did he lose? Damn, this opens up so many questions, basically. Like, what does that mean, that they are so scared of that Haki? Other takeaway is we're officially leaving Egghead now. Like, there's no way any of those geriatrics are going to stop us from leaving the island. I'm obviously all here for it. I loved Egghead so much. I think I should do like a video or a stream or something where I try to pick my favorite chapter, which might get tedious, or at least favorite moment. Favorite moment probably would be the best way to do it, because I really liked the chapter last week, or the last chapter that came out. I would consider that maybe my favorite chapter, maybe, but again, I'm just probably not thinking about it. So I think I want to pick my favorite moments from Egghead, because there's a lot. I really liked it a whole lot. But yeah, it looks like we are finally leaving, and we're all together still, so no one's getting separated yet. We're all heading to Elbaf, and that's awesome. That's really awesome. The MVP for this chapter, I gotta give it to the giant robot again. Obviously, that boy been carrying since before I knew he was carrying, so I gotta give it to him. That Haki from the past is a crazy thing to implement into this story, and it opens the door for so many other things to be possible, and it's so awesome to see. And yeah, I loved the chapter. I love the giant robot. Love everybody here. And it looks like there is not a break next week, so I am super excited. So yeah, that was One Piece chapter 1122. Loved it. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know what your main takeaways from the chapter are. Let me know who you think the MVP of this chapter is. I feel like that should be pretty obvious, but whatever. Maybe you think it's Zoro for almost doing something to the bald dude with the sword. He was about to. He didn't though. He didn't get the chance. So maybe it's Zoro to you or somebody else. Whatever. Like I said, I'm calling it. I think it's a giant robot. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being interested, and I cannot wait to see you in the next one.